Hey, what's up, Form? It's Gorilla Hands here, and I am bringing you another gameplay commentary. The gameplay today is actually a mashup of Axe Bomb, Unholy, and Devil Kid. We're going to get, it's a TDM match on Cracked, and we're going to get the perspective of all four of their players in this game. But we're not going to talk too much about the gameplay. We're actually going to talk a little bit about the gun that Axe is running around with. It's the AK-74U, and it's kind of the stigma it has associated with it. And to help us talk about the gun, I mean, if I'm going to call the guy out, Axe, why don't you give me your opinion of the AK-74U in Black Ops?
Hey everybody, this is Axe Breaker, and I'm mostly noted for using this overpowered weapon.
I mean, do you think it's an overpowered weapon, though? I mean, I know a lot of people think so, but personally, do you share that belief?
Personally, yes, I do believe it's overpowered, just for the fact that, it doesn't have enough kick to where you'll need the grip, so you can run maybe dual mags or something else with it, and you won't have to worry about too much kick. And it shoots really, really quickly.
Uh-huh. Now, do you think it's overpowered in the sense that it's just an overpowered weapon over all weapons, or do you think it's just just overpowered in terms of SMGs?
In my opinion, it's the best SMG because it does the most damage, and it's got a really high rate of fire.
Okay. What would, if you had to tweak it, since you use it so much, what would you do to kind of bring it in line with the other SMGs?
Really? I would slow down the rate of fire and make it kick a lot more.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think that makes sense because I mean the gun. Me personally, I don't think I think it's the most powerful SMG, but I don't think it's super overpowered just because it can compete on the same level as say the FAMAS and the other assault rifles. So I don't know. I mean, I heard what they're doing is they're going to reduce the clip size down to 20. So I mean, do you think that would be a good balance to just drop the clip size down to 20?
Well, yeah, because that would mean you would have to put extended mags on it for you to have as many rounds,
Hmm.
and that would make it where people wouldn't be able to use the grip, and it wouldn't be as accurate.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean, like I said, I personally didn't think it was super overpowered, but I actually, if they're going to tweak guns, I think the FAMAS, because if you pepper that thing, you've got a very effective long range weapon, and its rate of fire, it's an SMG at close range. So I guess that's personal preference, but since we're already on the topic of overpowered weapons, what uh, what do you think was the most overpowered weapon in COD 4?
In COD 4, the most overpowered weapon in my opinion, would be the MP5K, or I mean the MP5,
Hmm.
because putting a silencer on it, it made you pretty much invisible to anybody, because you could just run around with bomb squad, stopping power, and dead silence, and nobody could find you unless they saw you.
See, I didn't use that weapon too often. I mean, I actually used the P90, so I didn't realize that that was like the go-to weapon to use. In terms of weapons that I thought was overpowered, I guess everybody used to tell me the M16 was like this super overpowered gun. It was a one-shot kill
Oh yeah.
from any direction or any distance. And yeah, I mean, it definitely was a super powered gun, but it was a burst rifle. So if you missed at close range, you're most likely gonna die unless the guy's not very good. So
Yeah.
uh, for COD 4, I didn't really have too many balance issues with that game. But World at War is a different story. Why don't you give me opinion of or give me your opinion of World at War?
In World at War, honestly, I cannot lie. Most of my kills came from the most overpowered weapon in that game, which was at the time the MP40.
Hmm.
And that gun, the thing was, if you got the dual mags, which was easy to do, it was only 150 kills. Once you got the dual mags, you could just run around with Bandolier and just rape face. It was so overpowered.
Yeah, I didn't play much World at War, but I've heard horror stories. Is there any? I mean, was there a specific class build-up that you did? Did you use steady aim?
Oh yeah, yeah. My setup usually ran with Bandolier, steady aim, and stopping power,
Mhm.
and that's pretty much all I used once I got those three perks and the MP40 with the dual mags.
Yeah, I've heard bad things. I played a little bit of World at War, so I tried it out, and it did seem a little ridiculous, especially because the assault rifles. There's only one rapid fire. I think it was the SG-44. I think everything else was either bolt action or it was semi-auto.
Yeah.
So when you're using SMGs as your fully automatic weapons, the MP40 already looks like a great weapon just because it's fully automatic. But it was like a two-shot kill from any distance, wasn't it?
Yeah,
With smoke fire.
it was round 3 to 4. You know, you find a guy running and you just pop him a couple shots without even having the sight in, and he's dead.
Yeah, it's and what's interesting, I mean, I'm glad they're doing it with Black Ops, but I don't think Treyarch ever acknowledged um that that gun was a problem. But so
No, they pretty much just gave up on World at War once they had like 3 patches. They weren't going to patch any of the weapons.
mhm. Well, okay, and then finally, Modern Warfare 2. What would be your overpowered weapon from that game?
Definitely the UMP 45
Okay, and why's that?
because everybody just ran around with it with a silencer and stopping power, and it was just so overpowered.
Yeah, I use that a lot when I play Domination. Me personally, again, it kind of falls in the same mindset that I thought with the Black Ops. I think the UMP is the most powerful SMG, but I don't think it's the most powerful gun. I guess in close range, it's pretty devastating. I- If I'm doing a maps with long lines of sights, I'd prefer an ACR like the Moss any day. I mean, the UMP is a great versatile weapon, but I didn't think it was more powerful than a majority of the assault rifles. So, I I think in terms of balance, maybe for that game, maybe they should have done things to help bring the other SMGs become more powerful, or maybe reduce the damage for the UMP, and because it did function. Personally, to me, it functioned like an assault rifle, just with the it wasn't as accurate at range.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, is there any other guns from that game that gave you any problems?
No, not really. Well, there was the Scar. You could put a Scar in a noob tube and run around with Scavenger, and you were pretty much invincible.
Yeah. Well, if of all the games you've played, which one do you think actually is the most balanced? Just for guns, not perks, but the actual
Well,
guns.
for the most balanced, would have to be COD 4. It functioned really well. All the weapons evened out pretty well.
Yeah, I actually agree. Exactly. I think that's probably the best balanced game. But looks like the video is wrapping up. You guys beat the other team 7,500 to 1,100. A really nice job. And Axe, thanks for coming on here and let me know your opinion of weapon balance. And
No problem.
and as always, guys, take it easy.